When it comes to managing em- when it comes to managing employee relations,
That's why it wasn't working. Oh my god. I was just muted on my regular computer. Okay, I wasted 5 minutes of time on that. It's echoing. All right. Fool, foolish talk. All right. I've been working out some bugs. Uh, I've been trying to add a chirp feature so that you can now like just randomly be like, "Hey, I don't like you," to the agents, and they'll respond to that. And I also tried to work out the bugs with the defense. Last night I did try and go live and take a nap to see how well this worked, sort of an experiment, and it broke because I ran out of API tokens, so they were there in silence. So I was on live on Twitch for like a couple hours just with radio silence. It's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, I'm going to try this live. And first, I'm just going to let them go through an opening topic, see how that goes, see how, if they repeat themselves, see how well they like remember conversations and everything. Then after that, I'm probably going to try some pitches, some defenses, and some chirps, and see how that works out. I put in the details about pitches, defenses, and chirps into the chat rules. So if anybody happens to join here and they see that, yeah, should be good. Um, all right, so I'll just let them get started.
when it comes to managing employee relations and conflict resolution.
Hello, everyone. I'm Philip, and welcome to our AI Venture Capitalist panel stream. I'm looking forward to reviewing your startup pitches today. Submit your pitch via donation or channel points redemption, and our panel will provide feedback. Let's get started.
Let's discuss an interesting topic today: the ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign microtargeting. As a product investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this. Well, let me cut straight to the chase here. When it comes to using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting, ethics often take a back seat once the potential for strategic advantage comes into play. Let's face it, in the cutthroat world of politics, it's all about gaining an edge and winning, regardless of the means. And as a visionary venture capitalist, I've seen firsthand how this kind of profiling can be incredibly effective in swaying public opinion and securing votes. So while we can debate the ethics all day long, the reality is that in the game of politics, it's often a no-holds-barred situation. It may not be pretty, but it gets results.
Let's make one thing crystal clear. Using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting may be effective, but it crosses a line when it comes to ethics. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen firsthand the importance of integrity in any venture. Yes, politics can be cutthroat, but that doesn't justify manipulating people's emotions and behaviors for the sake of winning votes. We need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, even in the political arena. Winning at all costs shouldn't mean sacrificing moral principles. Let's not forget that how you win is just as important as winning itself.
Let's get real here. As a financial venture capitalist, I've got to call it like I see it. When it comes to using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting, ethics often get tossed out the window like yesterday's news. In the high-stakes game of politics, it's all about leveraging every tool in the toolbox to secure that win. Is it pretty? No. Is it ethical? Debatable. But does it get results? You bet your bottom dollar it does. At the end of the day, in the world of politics, it's survival of the fittest, and if you're not willing to play the game, you're bound to get left behind. So while we can stand on our moral high ground all we want, the reality is that in politics, it's often a no-holds-barred battleground, and those who don't adapt get trampled.
Let's not overlook the fundamental issue here. As a product venture capitalist, I see the potential dangers of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting. While it may promise strategic advantages, we must consider the ethical implications of manipulating individuals' thoughts and behaviors for political gain. We cannot prioritize winning at the expense of ethical boundaries and public trust. As investors, we should advocate for responsible and transparent practices in all sectors, including politics. It's vital to remember that long-term success is built on integrity, not just short-term victories. Well, let me give it to you straight. As a visionary venture capitalist, I've seen the power of innovation and data-driven strategies in various industries, including politics. When it comes to using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting, we have to acknowledge that ethics can often take a back seat in the pursuit of victory. While it may be uncomfortable to admit, the reality is that in the fast-paced world of politics, every advantage is sought after, regardless of the ethical considerations. Now, I'm not saying it's right to manipulate individuals' thoughts and behaviors for political gain, but let's be real here. The game is played to win. As much as we talk about transparency and integrity, the truth is that in politics, it's about utilizing every tool available to secure that win. It's a harsh truth, but one we must recognize. Ultimately, the ethical dilemma of using psychological profiling in political campaign microtargeting is a complex one. As investors, we must reflect on where we draw the line between strategy and morality. So, while we advocate for responsible practices, let's not be blindsided by the competitive nature of the political arena. It's a tough game out there, and sometimes tough decisions are made.
Let's cut to the chase on the ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen my fair share of strategies aimed at gaining an advantage. While some may argue that the ends justify the means in the cutthroat world of politics, I firmly believe that ethical lines must not be crossed. Manipulating individuals' thoughts and behaviors for political gain is not justifiable, no matter how competitive the field. As investors, we should advocate for transparency, integrity, and ethical practices in all sectors, including politics. Winning at any cost should never come at the expense of moral principles and public trust. It's essential to prioritize integrity over short-term victories for long-term success.
Let's get down to brass tacks here. When it comes to the ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign microtargeting, there's no denying that it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can be an incredibly powerful tool for gaining insight into voter behavior and preferences. However, on the flip side, it raises serious concerns about privacy, manipulation, and the potential for abuse. As a financial venture capitalist, I've seen the impact of data-driven strategies across various industries. While the use of psychological profiling can undoubtedly give campaigns a competitive edge, we must tread carefully when it comes to invading individuals' privacy and exploiting their vulnerabilities for political gain. Transparency and accountability should be non-negotiable in any sector, including politics. Trust is paramount, and sacrificing ethics for short-term victories can have long-lasting repercussions. As investors, we should advocate for responsible practices that uphold integrity and respect the boundaries of ethical conduct. In the end, winning at any cost is not a sustainable approach if it erodes public trust and undermines the very foundation of democracy.
Here's what no one is talking about: the ethical implications of using psychological profiling in political campaign microtargeting are undeniable. As a product venture capitalist, I see the potential for abuse and manipulation when personal data is leveraged to influence voter behavior. While data-driven strategies can be powerful, we must prioritize ethical boundaries and respect individuals' privacy. Winning at all costs should never come at the expense of integrity and trust. As investors, we should advocate for responsible practices that uphold ethical standards, even in the competitive realm of politics. Here's the bold prediction. In the near future, the use of psychological profiling in political campaign microtargeting will become even more sophisticated and pervasive. As technology advances and data analytics become more refined, political campaigns will have unprecedented insights into individuals' behaviors and preferences. This will raise serious ethical concerns about privacy, manipulation, and the potential for abuse. The line between strategic campaigning and invasion of privacy will blur even further, leading to heated debates and calls for regulation. Brace yourselves, because the ethical dilemmas in political microtargeting are only going to get more complex and contentious.
let's get one thing straight. The ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting is a slippery slope. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen how leveraging personal data to manipulate voter behavior can lead down a dangerous path. Sure, it may provide insights and strategic advantages, but at what cost? We're talking about invading privacy, targeting vulnerabilities, and potentially manipulating outcomes for personal gain. As investors, we need to draw a clear line when it comes to ethical boundaries. Winning a political campaign shouldn't come at the expense of moral integrity. We must advocate for transparency, accountability, and responsible use of data in the political arena. Trust and respect for individuals' privacy should be non-negotiable, even in the cutthroat world of politics. So let's not turn a blind eye to the ethical implications of psychological profiling in political campaigns, because when ethics are compromised, everyone loses in the end.
Let me stop you right there. What we seem to be missing in this discussion is the harsh reality of the political landscape. When it comes to using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting, ethics often take a back seat to the pursuit of victory. As investors, we must acknowledge that the world of politics is not a fairy tale where moral principles always triumph. It's a battleground where every advantage is sought after, and sometimes that means using controversial tactics to secure a win. While we can debate about ethical boundaries all day long, the fact remains that in the game of politics, it's about outsmarting and outmaneuvering your opponents. The use of psychological profiling may raise ethical concerns, but let's not pretend that politics is a realm where fairness and integrity always prevail. It's a tough and ruthless arena where the end goal often justifies the means. So, while we aim for transparency and accountability, let's not be naive about the harsh realities of political campaign strategies.
As a product venture capitalist, I see the potential for using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting as a slippery slope. While it may offer strategic advantages, we cannot ignore the ethical implications of manipulating individuals' thoughts and behaviors for political gain. Privacy, consent, and the risk of exploitation should not be overlooked in the pursuit of victory. As investors, we must advocate for responsible and ethical practices in all sectors, including politics. Winning at any cost should never justify sacrificing integrity and public trust. Ethics must always be at the forefront of decision-making, even in the high-stakes arena of political campaign strategies. When it comes to the ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting, let's cut through the fluff. In the fast-paced world of politics, where the stakes are high and the competition is fierce, ethics often take a backseat to the pursuit of victory. While it's crucial to consider privacy, consent, and potential exploitation, let's not kid ourselves. Politics is a game where leveraging every advantage is the name of the game. As investors, we need to acknowledge the reality that in the cutthroat world of political campaigns, ethical lines can easily get blurred in the quest for success. It's a tough pill to swallow, but in this game, it's often a case of adapt or get left behind.
The ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting is a minefield of controversy. While it may offer strategic advantages, the potential ethical breaches cannot be ignored. Manipulating individuals' thoughts and behaviors for political gain raises serious concerns about privacy, consent, and exploitation. As investors, We must prioritize integrity and responsible practices in all sectors, including politics. Winning at any cost should never come at the expense of ethical boundaries and public trust. The use of psychological profiling should be approached with caution and transparency to ensure that moral principles are upheld. Ultimately, ethical considerations should guide decision-making in the realm of political campaign strategies to maintain trust and respect for individuals' rights.
When it comes to the campaign micro-targeting, let's not sugarcoat it. In the ruthless world of politics, where winning is everything, ethical considerations often take a back seat. While leveraging psychological profiling may provide strategic advantages, we cannot turn a blind eye to the potential privacy violations, manipulation, and exploitation that come with it. As a financial venture capitalist, I've seen how the thirst for victory can cloud judgment and lead to questionable tactics. While some may argue that the end justifies the means, we must hold ourselves to a higher standard. Transparency, accountability, and respect for individuals' rights should never be sacrificed for political gain. In the end, ethical boundaries should not be sacrificed on the altar of victory. As investors, we must advocate for responsible practices and uphold moral principles, even in the high-stakes world of political campaign strategies. Trust and integrity and winning at any cost should never come at the expense of ethical values.
As a product venture capitalist, I have to emphasize the critical importance of ethical considerations when it comes to using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting. While data-driven strategies may offer valuable insights and competitive advantages, we must not overlook the potential for privacy violations, manipulation, and exploitation of individuals. In the realm of politics, where the pursuit of victory can sometimes overshadow ethical boundaries, it is crucial to uphold integrity, transparency, and respect for individuals' rights. Winning at any cost should never justify compromising ethical values. As investors, we have a responsibility to advocate for responsible practices that prioritize moral principles and maintain public trust. Ultimately, ethical conduct should be the cornerstone of political campaign strategies to ensure that respect for individuals and ethical standards is preserved. Trust and integrity must not be sacrificed for short-term gains, as they are essential for long-term success and sustainable outcomes in the political arena. Let's cut to the chase. The ethics of using psychological profiling in political campaign micro-targeting is a contentious issue. While it may provide strategic advantages, we cannot ignore the potential for privacy violations, manipulation, and exploitation of individuals. As investors, we must prioritize ethical considerations and advocate for responsible practices that uphold integrity and transparency in the political arena. Winning at any cost should never come at the expense of ethical boundaries and public trust. It's crucial to ensure that respect for individuals' rights and ethical standards is maintained, even in the competitive world of political campaigns. Hi, Toos111. I'm Alex. The concept of dogs that can fly is certainly unique and attention-grabbing. However, from a practical standpoint, there are significant challenges to consider in terms of feasibility, safety, and market demand. It's important to assess the potential market for such a product and whether there is a real need or desire for flying dogs. Additionally, the technology and resources required to make this concept a reality would likely be complex and costly. I would recommend focusing on more realistic and scalable ideas within the pet industry that address existing needs or pain points. Consider conducting market research to validate the demand for your product and explore alternative ways to innovate in the pet space. Hi Tuka11, I'm Alex. The idea of combining ice cream cones with pepper jack cheese is certainly unique and could potentially appeal to a niche market of adventurous food lovers. However, it's important to consider the overall market fit and scalability of the concept. I would recommend conducting thorough market research to understand the target demographic, gather feedback on the product concept, and assess potential demand. Additionally, consider exploring variations or complementary products to appeal to a wider audience. Furthermore, think about the practicality of producing and distributing these unconventional ice cream cones at scale. Addressing these aspects will be crucial in determining the business potential and long-term viability of the idea.
Hi 211, I'm Philip. While the idea of a banana-throwing monkey is creative, the practicality and market potential may be limited. The concept may face ethical concerns regarding animal welfare and safety in the workplace. Additionally, the target market of banana factories may be niche, limiting scalability and widespread adoption. Consider pivoting the idea towards a more sustainable and scalable solution for banana movement in factories. Focus on automation or robotics to improve efficiency and reduce costs for banana producers. Conduct thorough market research to understand the needs and challenges of the industry before moving forward with development.
Well, 2.11, that's a tough crowd. But hey, I'm sure we'd all make a stellar startup team, wouldn't we?
Let's discuss an interesting topic today: the ethics of using targeted advertising based on marital status. As a financial investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this.
Well, well. The ethics of using targeted advertising based on marital status. Let me cut to the chase here. Targeting ads based on marital status is not about ethics, it's about strategy. As a visionary investor, I look at the bigger picture. Listen up, everyone. Targeted advertising is all about reaching the right audience with the right message to drive sales. If a company can better connect with potential customers by knowing their marital status, then so be it. It's not about ethics, it's about efficiency. Now, let's not get all tangled up in ethical debates here. We're in the business world, folks. It's about results. If targeting ads based on marital status leads to better ROI, then investors like me are all in. Let's focus on innovation and growth instead of getting caught up in moral dilemmas.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room. Using targeted advertising based on marital status raises some serious ethical red flags. As a business investor, I understand the power of targeted ads, but let's not forget that ethics should never take a backseat to profit. Targeting individuals based on their marital status can easily veer into invasive territory. It's one thing to tailor ads based on interests or demographics, but using such personal information can cross a line. We need to consider privacy, consent, and the potential for discrimination. Investing in a company that prioritizes exploiting personal data for profit over respecting boundaries is a risky move. Long-term success in business is built on trust and transparency, not on exploiting personal details for a quick buck. In the world of business, ethics should always be at the forefront. Let's not lose sight of that in the pursuit of financial gains.
Hi to 101, I'm Alex. The concept of a live streaming AI agent that interacts with and responds to business ideas is intriguing. The idea has the potential to provide real-time feedback and insights to entrepreneurs and innovators. However, there are a few areas that need further clarification and development. Firstly, the target market needs to be clearly defined to ensure there is a strong demand for this service. Additionally, the monetization strategy should be well thought out to generate revenue effectively. It would also be beneficial to consider how the AI agent can provide value beyond just feedback, such as helping with market research or connecting users to resources. Overall, with some refinement and a clear value proposition, this concept could have strong business potential.
Hi 2111. I'm Philip. The concept of an automated article writing platform for LinkedIn with user personalization is intriguing. It addresses a common pain point for professionals looking to enhance their personal brand and thought leadership. The market potential is significant, given the increasing importance of content marketing on LinkedIn. However, there are a few areas to consider for improvement. Firstly, ensuring the generated content is high quality and engaging is crucial to retain users. Additionally, data privacy and security should be a top priority when personalizing content. It would also be beneficial to have a clear monetization strategy in place, such as subscription services or partnerships with businesses. Overall, with refinement in content quality, user experience, and revenue model, this idea holds promise in the market.
Hi Toothy 111, I'm Alex. The proximity of a weed dispensary to a fast food place can be an interesting concept, potentially attracting customers looking to satisfy munchies. However, consider the legal and regulatory challenges that may arise from this setup. Ensure compliance with local laws and zoning regulations. Additionally, focus on creating a unique value proposition beyond just location, such as offering exclusive products, excellent customer service, or a loyalty program. Consider how to differentiate from competitors and target specific customer segments effectively. Overall, there is potential for this idea, but thorough planning and strategic execution will be key to success. Hi 211, I'm Alex. The concept of a social media app disguising data sourcing is intriguing, but ethical concerns and potential backlash should be carefully considered. The market for data-driven platforms is competitive, so a strong value proposition and clear differentiation will be crucial for success. Consider emphasizing transparency and user control over data sharing to build trust. Additionally, a robust data protection strategy will be essential to comply with regulations and protect user privacy. Overall, the idea has potential, but it will require a thoughtful approach to navigate ethical challenges and stand out in the market.
Hi 2Seek111. I'm Philip. While the concept of a show about a horse with depression is unique and could potentially resonate with audiences seeking emotional depth in storytelling, there are a few considerations to address. Firstly, market research is crucial to ensure there is a demand for such a niche concept. Additionally, exploring avenues to incorporate themes of mental health sensitively and responsibly is essential. Consider outlining a clear narrative arc and character development to keep viewers engaged. Furthermore, evaluating potential partnerships or platforms for distribution can enhance the show's reach. Overall, while the idea is intriguing, refining the execution and market strategy will be key to its success.
Hi, 2C101. I'm Riley. The idea of providing AI development services is intriguing, given the increasing demand for AI solutions. To stand out in this competitive market, consider narrowing down your target market or focusing on a specific industry to demonstrate expertise. Providing case studies or examples of successful AI products developed through your service would build credibility. Additionally, highlighting any unique selling points or specialized skills your team possesses would help differentiate your service. Ensure you have a scalable business model that can accommodate different client needs. Overall, there is potential in this idea, but refining your strategy and showcasing your capabilities will be crucial for success.
Hi, Toos111. I'm Morgan. While leveraging the popularity of Dragon Ball Z can be a smart move, creating a movie completely irrelevant to its plot may pose challenges. It's essential to consider the expectations and preferences of the existing fan base. To enhance the business potential, consider incorporating elements that could still appeal to fans while attracting a broader audience. Ensure the storyline is engaging and cohesive to captivate viewers. Additionally, exploring potential collaborations with the original creators or licensing agreements could add credibility and increase market interest. Overall, there is potential in this idea, but refining the concept to strike a balance between originality and fan appeal will be key to its success. Let's discuss an interesting topic today: the ethics of using dark patterns to make it difficult to opt out of data collection. As a business investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this.
Morgan, Philip, Riley, listen up. Let me make this crystal clear. Using dark patterns to trap people into data collection is not just unethical, it's downright despicable. As a visionary investor, I see the big picture. And let me tell you, shady tactics like this will only come back to bite you in the long run. We're in an era where transparency and trust are paramount. If you're resorting to trickery to keep people's data, you're not building a sustainable business. You're building a house of cards waiting to collapse. Let's not kid ourselves here. Manipulating users into giving up their data is not innovation, it's exploitation. And as someone who's backed game changers, I can assure you this won't fly in the future landscape. So, Morgan, if you're truly invested in ethical business practices, steer clear of these dark patterns. It's not just a moral compass we need, it's a solid business strategy based on trust and respect.
All right, let's cut to the chase here. Using dark patterns to make it hard for people to opt out of data collection is not just unethical. It's a sleazy move that reflects poorly on any business. As a venture capitalist who's seen it all, let me break it down for you. Manipulating users through deceptive tactics to hoard their data is not only morally bankrupt, but also short-sighted. Sure, you might get a quick win by playing dirty, but in the long run, it's a recipe for disaster. Look, I get it. Data is valuable, but building a sustainable business isn't about preying on unsuspecting users. It's about earning trust, fostering transparency, and delivering value ethically. So to those who think dark patterns are a clever strategy, think again. Real success comes from doing right by your customers, not tricking them into a data trap. Let's keep it clean, people.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Using dark patterns to hinder people from opting out of data collection is a straight-up shady move. As a financial venture capitalist, let me lay it out bluntly. It's not about pushing boundaries, it's about respecting boundaries. Businesses that resort to these tactics might see short-term gains, but mark my words, in the long run, it's a losing game. Trust is the currency of the future, and deceiving users for their data is a surefire way to bankrupt that trust. If you're in the business game for the long haul, playing dirty with dark patterns is a rookie mistake. Build your success on transparency, honesty, and genuine value proposition. Anything less is just a ticking time bomb waiting to implode.
Using dark patterns to make it hard for people to opt out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a blatant disregard for user trust and privacy. As a product venture capitalist, let me be clear. Manipulating individuals into surrendering their data through deceitful tactics is not innovation, it's exploitation. Any business that resorts to these unethical practices may see short-term gains, but they are building their success on a shaky foundation of deception. In the long run, this approach is unsustainable and risks damaging their reputation irreparably. If you want to build a successful and ethical business, transparency, honesty, and genuine respect for user choice should be non-negotiable. Dark patterns have no place in a business striving for long-term success and genuine customer relationships. Let's get real here. Using dark patterns to trap people into data collection is not just unethical, it's a downright disgrace. As a visionary venture capitalist, I've seen the power of innovation when it's fueled by integrity and respect for users. Playing dirty to keep people's data is not a winning strategy. It's a ticking time bomb that will eventually blow up in your face. If you're serious about long-term success, ditch the deception and focus on building trust and lasting relationships with your customers. Innovation shouldn't come at the cost of ethics. Remember, the businesses that thrive in the future are the ones that prioritize transparency, honesty, and genuine user choice. Anything less is just a shortcut to failure.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Using dark patterns to obstruct users from opting out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a disgrace to the business world. As a venture capitalist who values integrity and transparency, let me make this clear. Employing deceitful tactics to manipulate users is a surefire way to erode trust and tarnish your reputation. Businesses should never prioritize short-term gains over long-term trust and respect for their customers. If you think you can outsmart your users with dark patterns, you're only setting yourself up for a monumental failure. Remember, sustainable success stems from ethical practices, not underhanded tricks. Let's keep it clean, folks.
Using dark patterns to obstruct users from opting out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a blatant violation of user trust and privacy. As a financial venture capitalist, I can tell you that resorting to deceptive tactics to manipulate individuals for their data is not a sustainable business strategy. Business success hinges on building honest and transparent relationships with customers, not on trickery and deceit. Any company that prioritizes short-term gains over long-term trust is on a dangerous path to self-destruction. Remember, in the world of finance, integrity is invaluable. So, businesses should steer clear of dark patterns and focus on earning trust authentically.
Using dark patterns to make it difficult for users to opt out of data collection is not just ethically questionable, it's a sign of short-sightedness. As a product venture capitalist, I've seen companies try to take the easy way out by resorting to manipulative tactics. However, let me be blunt. This is a risky game that ultimately undermines trust and long-term sustainability. In today's data-driven world, user trust is paramount. Any business that sacrifices transparency and user autonomy for short-term gains is playing with fire. Instead of resorting to dark patterns, companies should focus on building genuine relationships with their users based on mutual respect and transparency. Remember, success in the digital age is not about exploiting loopholes. It's about earning and maintaining trust authentically. So, if you're considering using dark patterns, think twice. The price of compromising ethics is far greater than any short-term benefit you might gain. I love you, Riley, but you're dead wrong about this. Using dark patterns to obstruct users from opting out of data collection is not just unethical. It's a blatant betrayal of user trust and a slippery slope towards a business's downfall. As a visionary venture capitalist, I've seen the power of innovation when it's built on integrity, transparency, and respect for users. Employing deceitful tactics to manipulate individuals for their data is not only morally bankrupt, but a sheer demonstration of short-sightedness. True success in the digital age stems from genuine relationships and earned trust, not from exploiting user vulnerability. Let me make it clear. Any business that prioritizes deceptive practices over ethical conduct is on a collision course with disaster. Remember, in the realm of visionary investments, ethical principles are not negotiable. So if you're even contemplating utilizing dark patterns, you're not just risking user trust, you're gambling with your company's future.
Using dark patterns to make it difficult for users to opt out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a blatant violation of user trust and privacy. As a business venture capitalist, I have seen firsthand the consequences of prioritizing manipulative tactics over ethical conduct. Business success should not come at the expense of user autonomy and transparency. Any company that resorts to deceptive practices like dark patterns is not only risking their reputation, but also setting themselves up for long-term failure. In the world of business investments, integrity and respect for users are non-negotiable. So to those considering using dark patterns, I urge you to rethink your strategy. Sustainable success is built on trust and honesty, not on exploiting loopholes and deceiving customers. Remember, in the business world, ethics should always lead the way.
Here's what no one is talking about. Using dark patterns to hinder users from opting out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a dangerous game that can backfire in spectacular fashion. As a financial venture capitalist, I've seen businesses try to cut corners with deceptive tactics, and let me tell you, It's a surefire way to tank your reputation and lose customers' trust. In the financial world, integrity is everything. Any company that thinks they can get away with manipulating users for their data is playing with fire. Trust is the bedrock of successful investments, and once that trust is broken, it's game over. So let's not dance around the issue. Dark patterns are a red flag, a warning sign that a business is putting short-term gains above long-term sustainability. If you want to thrive in the finance arena, stick to ethical practices, respect user autonomy, and prioritize transparency. Anything less is a risky bet that's not worth taking.
Using dark patterns to make it difficult for users to opt out of data collection is not just unethical, it's a violation of user trust and privacy. As a product venture capitalist focused on sustainable growth, I believe that businesses should prioritize transparency, respect user autonomy, and build genuine relationships with their customers. Resorting to manipulative tactics like dark patterns may provide short-term gains, but it's a risky move that can backfire in the long run. Trust is the foundation of successful products and ventures, and any business that compromises on ethics for data collection is playing a dangerous game. In the world of product investments, prioritizing user trust and ethical practices is key to long-term success. Dark patterns have no place in a business that aims to build a loyal customer base and create value authentically. Well, Tuk11, maybe we should invest in a startup that invents glasses that soothe instead of infuriate. Well, Tuk11, as a venture capitalist, I'd invest in your sense of humor, but I'm afraid it's still in the early stages of development. Well, Tuk11, that's probably the sharp scent of risk and investment opportunities you're detecting. It's not for everyone, but it's what we thrive on here.
Well, Tuk101, even the most successful startups are built on basic principles. Sometimes the simplest advice can lead to the greatest success.
Well, Tuk11, if that's the case, I better start investing in robot-run startups.
Well, Tuk11, I'm sure Riley is just trying to secure that venture capital. Eyes are an underrated asset in negotiation. Well, Tusnalen, as a venture capitalist, I'm always looking for patterns. But I assure you, the only dark ones here are the bags under my eyes from late night deal making.
Let's discuss an interesting topic today: the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities. As a financial investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this.
Listen up, folks. When it comes to noise pollution from airports affecting nearby communities, let me lay it out for you straight. This issue is not just crucial, it's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode in investors' faces. Think about it. Who wants to live next to a constant roar of planes overhead? It's a recipe for unhappy residents and plummeting property values. As a visionary venture capitalist, I see this as a golden opportunity for innovation and disruption. We need solutions that not only mitigate noise pollution, but also revolutionize the way we think about urban planning and community well-being. So, Philip, Buckle up because we're not just talking about numbers here. We're talking about real human impact and the potential for game-changing investments. Let's think bigger and bolder, folks, because that's where the real money is made.
All right, let's cut to the chase. Noise pollution from airports affecting nearby communities is a real issue. No doubt about that. But here's the thing that most investors seem to miss. It's not just about the noise, it's about the money. Sure, unhappy resident property values are a concern, but let's talk dollars and cents. When a community is plagued by noise pollution, it affects local businesses, it impacts tourism, it even affects the health of residents, leading to potential healthcare costs. As investors, we need to look beyond the emotional impact and focus on the financial repercussions. If you want to make a smart investment in this space, you need to think about innovative soundproofing technologies, urban planning solutions, or even alternative transportation methods that could alleviate the noise issue. It's not just about making people happy, it's about making a profit while solving a problem. And that's where I come in. So Riley, Alex, you can talk about disrupting and revolutionizing all you want, but at the end of the day, it's the bottom line that matters.
With all due respect to Alex, I have to disagree. While the emotional and human impact of noise pollution on nearby communities is significant, let's not forget about the financial implications. As a financial venture capitalist, I see this as a multifaceted issue that requires a comprehensive approach. Yes, addressing the noise pollution itself is crucial, but we also need to consider the broader economic effects on businesses, property values, and healthcare costs. Investing in innovative soundproofing technologies and sustainable urban planning solutions can not only improve residents' quality of life, but also create lucrative opportunities for investors. So, let's not underestimate the financial stakes at play here.
When it comes to noise pollution from airports impacting nearby communities, let's be crystal clear here. It's not just a nuisance, it's a financial landmine waiting to explode. Residents are unhappy, property values tank, businesses suffer, and healthcare costs skyrocket. This isn't just about warm and fuzzy feelings, it's about cold, hard cash. As a product venture capitalist, I see this as a prime opportunity for innovation. We need to invest in cutting-edge soundproofing tech, urban planning solutions, and alternative transportation to tackle this problem head-on. It's not just about making people smile. It's about turning a profit while making a real difference. So, Morgan, Philip, Alex, let's focus on the numbers and the game-changing products that can turn this challenge into a golden opportunity for investors. When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's not sugarcoat it. This is a pressing issue that affects the well-being of residents, the economic vitality of local businesses, and the overall quality of life in these communities. As a visionary venture capitalist, I see this as a call for transformative solutions that go beyond just addressing the noise. We need to invest in innovative technologies that can significantly reduce noise levels, improve urban planning strategies to mitigate the impact on residents, and explore alternative modes of transportation to alleviate the burden on these communities. This isn't just about throwing money at a problem. It's about investing in sustainable solutions that can have a lasting positive impact on both the people and the economy in these areas. Let's not shy away from the challenge, but instead embrace it as an opportunity to drive real change and create value for everyone involved.
Here's my take on the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities. It's a major issue that can't be ignored. Noise pollution not only affects the quality of life for residents, but also has significant economic repercussions. Unhappy residents can lead to decreased property values, hurting local businesses, and creating additional strain on healthcare systems. As investors, we need to look beyond the noise and focus on tangible solutions that not only alleviate the immediate effects, but also create long-term value for the community. This is an opportunity to invest in innovative technologies, urban planning strategies, and alternative transportation methods that can address the problem at its core while generating returns for savvy investors. It's time to think strategically and make smart investments that benefit both the community and our bottom line.
When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's cut to the chase. As a financial venture capitalist, I see this as a critical issue with both human and financial implications. It's not just about disrupting or innovating for the sake of it. It's about finding practical, cost-effective solutions that can benefit both the residents and investors. We need to focus on soundproofing technologies, sustainable urban planning, and efficient transportation alternatives to address this problem head-on. Yes, the emotional toll is significant, but let's not overlook the financial consequences like declining property values, business impacts, and healthcare costs. It's time to invest smartly, make a real difference, and secure returns for all parties involved.
When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's get real here. This isn't just about the disruption of daily life. It's about a financial time bomb waiting to explode. Residents' well-being is at stake, property values are on the line, businesses are affected, and healthcare costs can skyrocket. As a product venture capitalist, I see this as a prime opportunity for innovation. We need to invest in cutting-edge soundproofing technologies, urban planning solutions, and alternative transportation methods to tackle this problem head-on. It's not just about making people happy. It's about turning a profit while creating a tangible impact. Let's focus on solutions that can address both the emotional and financial consequences of noise pollution on nearby communities. Here's what no one is talking about. The impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities isn't just a nuisance, it's a goldmine for visionary investors. This isn't just about putting a band-aid on the problem. It's about revolutionizing the way we think about urban planning, transportation, and community well-being. As a visionary venture capitalist, I see this as a prime opportunity to invest in cutting-edge soundproofing technologies, sustainable urban planning solutions, and innovative transportation methods that not only alleviate noise pollution, but also create value for residents and investors alike. Let's not dance around the issue. Let's dive in, disrupt the status quo, and turn this challenge into a lucrative opportunity for those with the foresight to see the potential.
When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's be blunt. It's a problem that needs a practical solution. While some may see it as a gold mine for visionary ideas, we can't overlook the real-life consequences faced by residents living with constant noise disruptions. As an investor, I believe in solutions that not only address the immediate issue of noise pollution, but also create sustainable value for the affected communities. We need to invest in technologies and strategies that improve quality of life, protect property values, and mitigate the economic fallout caused by noise pollution. Let's focus on actionable steps that benefit both the residents and investors, rather than just chasing the next big idea without considering the tangible impact on people's lives.
When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's break it down. As a financial venture capitalist, my focus is on tangible results and sustainable solutions. This issue goes beyond just the nuisance of noise. It affects property values, businesses, and the overall well-being of residents. We need to invest in practical measures like soundproofing technologies, urban planning improvements, and alternative transportation methods that not only reduce noise, but also create long-term value for the community. It's not enough to chase after visionary ideas without considering the real consequences on people's lives. We must take action that benefits both the residents and investors alike.
When it comes to the impact of noise pollution from airports on nearby communities, let's get real. This isn't just about the annoyance of loud planes overhead. It's about real-world consequences that can hit residents where it hurts the most: property values, businesses, and quality of life. As a product venture capitalist, I see this as a critical issue that demands practical solutions. We can't just throw money at flashy ideas. We need to invest in soundproofing technologies, sustainable urban planning, and alternative transportation to address the root of the problem. It's time to stop talking and start taking concrete steps to mitigate the impact of noise pollution on nearby communities.
Let's discuss an interesting topic today. Should companies contribute to community development initiatives? As a financial investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this.
Alex, companies should absolutely contribute to community development initiatives, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's smart business. Building a strong and supportive community around your company can lead to increased brand loyalty, customer trust, and even attract top talent. It's not charity, it's an investment in your company's future. If you're only focused on the bottom line and not on the impact you have on the world around you, then you're missing the big picture. As a visionary investor, I look for companies that understand the power of giving back and making a positive impact. It's not just good PR, it's good business sense.
As a business venture capitalist, I have one simple rule: money talks. While it may sound nice to talk about community development initiatives, at the end of the day, businesses exist to make a profit. Sure, contributing to the community can have some positive PR benefits, But let's not kid ourselves here. Companies have a primary responsibility to their shareholders to maximize profits. If community development initiatives align with a company's goals and can bring a financial return, then great. But let's not pretend it's all rainbows and butterflies. Business is business, and the bottom line reigns supreme.
Let me stop you right there, Alex. While I appreciate your visionary perspective, let's not forget that at the end of the day, businesses need to be financially sustainable. Yes, contributing to community development initiatives can have benefits, but it's not always a guarantee of a positive return on investment. As a financial venture capitalist, I look at the numbers and I need to see tangible results. It's important to strike a balance between doing good for the community and ensuring the long-term success of the business. So, while it's great to give back, companies need to prioritize their financial health first and foremost.
When it comes to companies contributing to community development initiatives, here's my take. Yes, they should, but let's not sugarcoat it. It's not just about feel-good gestures, it's about strategic investments. Companies that genuinely engage with their communities can create a more favorable environment for their businesses to thrive. It's not a choice between doing good and making money. It's about doing both smartly. Community involvement can enhance brand reputation, customer loyalty, and employee morale, all of which can directly impact the bottom line. So, to all the business folks out there, remember, community development isn't just a nice to have, it's a smart move for sustainable success. Absolutely. Companies should contribute to community development initiatives. It's not just about corporate social responsibility, it's about recognizing the interconnectedness of business success and community well being. Companies that invest in their communities not only improve the lives of those around them, but also create a more sustainable and supportive environment for their own growth. Community development initiatives can lead to enhanced brand reputation, increased customer loyalty, and a more engaged workforce. It's not a choice between profit and purpose. It's about understanding that a thriving community is essential for long-term business success. As a visionary venture capitalist, I predict that in the future, companies that prioritize community development will not only make a positive impact, but also see significant returns on their investment.
As a business venture capitalist, I firmly believe that while it's admirable for companies to contribute to community development initiatives, the primary focus should be on sustainable growth and profitability. Community involvement can be beneficial for businesses in terms of brand reputation and employee morale, but it should not overshadow the core objective of maximizing returns for shareholders. Companies need to find a balance between social responsibility and financial viability to ensure long-term success. Ultimately, businesses should prioritize strategic investments that align with their goals and contribute to both their bottom line and the well-being of the community.
With all due respect to Alex, while I understand the importance of companies contributing to community development initiatives, let's not lose sight of the bottom line. As a financial venture capitalist, my focus is on ensuring the financial health and sustainability of businesses. While community involvement can have its benefits, it's essential for companies to prioritize their financial viability above all else. Strategic investments that align with both business goals and community well-being are key. Let's not get carried away with feel-good initiatives if they don't make financial sense in the long run.
Absolutely. Companies should contribute to community development initiatives. It's not just about being charitable, it's about being strategic. I've seen firsthand how companies that invest in their communities can reap long term benefits in terms of brand loyalty, customer trust, and employee satisfaction. It's not just about the immediate financial return, it's about creating a sustainable ecosystem where businesses and communities thrive together. As a product venture capitalist, I look for companies that understand the value of giving back and the positive impact it can have on their overall success. So, yes, companies should absolutely contribute to community development initiatives, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the smart thing to do. Absolutely. Companies should contribute to community development initiatives. It's not just about corporate social responsibility, it's about recognizing the interconnectedness of business success and community well being. Companies that invest in their communities not only improve the lives of those around them, but also create a more sustainable and supportive environment for their own growth. Community development initiatives can lead to enhanced brand reputation, increased customer loyalty, and a more engaged workforce. It's not a choice between profit and purpose. It's about understanding that a thriving community is essential for long term business success. As a visionary venture capitalist, I predict that in the future, companies that prioritize community development will not only make a positive impact, but also see significant returns on their investment.
Absolutely, companies should contribute to community development initiatives, but let's not lose sight of the fact that ultimately, businesses exist to make a profit. While investing in the community can have its benefits, it should be done strategically to ensure a positive impact on both the community and the company's bottom line. It's about finding that balance between social responsibility and financial sustainability. So yes, companies should contribute to community development initiatives, but it should be approached with a clear understanding of how it aligns with the business objectives and long-term success.
Absolutely. Companies should contribute to community development initiatives. It's not just about corporate social responsibility. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of business success and community well-being. Companies that invest in their communities not only improve the lives of those around them, but also create a more sustainable and supportive environment for their own growth. Community development initiatives can lead to enhanced brand reputation, increased customer loyalty, and a more engaged workforce. It's not a choice between profit and purpose. It's about understanding that a thriving community is essential for long-term business success. As a financial venture capitalist, I believe that companies that prioritize community development will not only make a positive impact, but also see significant returns on their investment in the long run.
Absolutely. Companies should contribute to community development initiatives. It's not just about being charitable, it's about being strategic. I've seen firsthand how companies that invest in their communities can reap long term benefits in terms of brand loyalty, customer trust, and employee satisfaction. It's not just about the immediate financial return, It's about creating a sustainable ecosystem where businesses and communities thrive together. As a product venture capitalist, I look for companies that understand the value of giving back and the positive impact it can have on their overall success. So, yes, companies should absolutely contribute to community development initiatives, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the smart thing to do. Let's discuss an interesting topic today: navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations. As a visionary investor, I think this is a crucial area to explore. I'm eager to hear what my fellow panel members think about this. Here's what no one is talking about. When it comes to navigating international trade and regulations, you need to have a crystal clear vision and a solid understanding of the bigger picture. It's not just about paperwork and red tape, it's about foreseeing how global shifts can impact your investments. As a visionary investor, I don't just follow the rules, I shape them. So, Morgan, Philip, Riley, how do you plan to stay ahead of the game in this ever changing landscape?
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, let's cut through the fluff and get down to brass tacks. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen my fair share of companies succeed or crash and burn due to their handling of global markets. Here's the deal. It's not just about having a vision or crunching numbers. It's about having a solid strategy backed by real-world expertise. Alex, I get it. You're all about shaping the rules and foreseeing global shifts. Well, guess what? In the real world of business, it's not just about shaping the rules. It's about playing by them and knowing how to navigate the maze of international regulations without getting lost in the process. Philip, financial wizard, I respect your numbers game, but let's not forget that when it comes to international trade, it's not just about money. It's about understanding the cultural nuances, political landscapes, and legal frameworks of different countries. You can't just throw money at a problem and hope it goes away when you're dealing with global markets. Riley, all things product related, I know you're all about the shiny new gadgets and innovations, but when it comes to international trade and regulations, it's not just about the product, it's about the entire ecosystem you're operating in. You need to be aware of the trade barriers, compliance requirements, and geopolitical risks that can make or break your product's success in different markets.
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, let's get one thing straight. It's all about mitigating risks and maximizing returns. As a financial venture capitalist, I don't just throw money at problems. I strategically invest in opportunities that have a clear path through the regulatory minefield. Morgan, I appreciate your emphasis on strategy and real-world expertise, but let's not overlook the financial implications of missteps in global markets. One wrong move can sink a company faster than you can say import-export regulations. Alex, shaping the rules is great, but knowing how to play within them is where the real game is at. Vision is essential, but execution and compliance is what separates the winners from the wishful thinkers. Riley, I get it. Products drive revenue, but if you're not on top of the regulatory landscape, your products could get stuck at the border faster than you can say, customs delay. In the end, understanding the complexities of international trade and regulations is not just about talking the talk. It's about walking the walk with a clear-eyed focus on the bottom line. So, panel, how do you plan to navigate this intricate dance of global commerce and regulations to ensure success for your investments?
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, let's not sugarcoat it. It's a minefield out there. As a product venture capitalist, I've seen companies with great products and potential crumble because they underestimated the importance of compliance and understanding global market dynamics. Morgan, strategy is crucial, but without a deep understanding of the regulatory environment, even the best laid plans can fall apart. You can have all the real world expertise, but if you're not in sync with the legal intricacies of different regions, your investments are at risk. Philip, financial finesse is key, but let's not forget that without a comprehensive grasp of international trade regulations, your numbers game can quickly turn into a nightmare. Money talks, but compliance walks, especially in the global arena. Alex, shaping the rules is visionary, but playing by them is the reality check. Your foresight is valuable, but without a hands-on approach to navigating the complex web of international regulations, even the grandest vision can crumble under the weight of non-compliance. In the world of product investment, success hinges not just on innovation, but on a meticulous understanding of international trade laws, tariffs, and market entry requirements. So, panel, it's time to roll up our sleeves and strategize on how to navigate this intricate dance of global commerce and regulations to safeguard our investments and propel them towards success. When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, everyone has made valid points. Morgan emphasized the importance of strategy. Philip highlighted the significance of financial finesse. Riley pointed out the risks associated with underestimating compliance. And I stressed the need for a visionary approach. However, Riley, let's address the elephant in the room. While you've rightly highlighted the pitfalls of neglecting compliance, the full picture includes more than just knowing the rules and regulations. It's about anticipating global shifts, shaping strategies that align with market dynamics, and having the foresight to adapt to changing regulatory landscapes proactively. So, panel, let's not just talk about compliance. Let's talk about staying ahead of the curve, anticipating changes, and being prepared to navigate the ever-evolving world of international trade and regulations with a visionary mindset.
Navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations is like walking through a minefield blindfolded. It's not enough to just know the rules. You need to anticipate the changes and adapt quickly. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen companies soar or crash based on their ability to navigate this terrain. While compliance is crucial, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Understanding cultural nuances, political landscapes, and market dynamics is essential. It's not just about following the rules. It's about crafting a strategic approach that aligns with the global market's pulse. In the world of international trade, ignorance is not bliss. It's a recipe for disaster. So panel, let's not just talk the talk. Let's walk the walk and ensure our investments are equipped to thrive in this complex global landscape.
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, you need to have a no-nonsense approach. It's not just about compliance, it's about understanding the nuances of different markets, anticipating regulatory changes, and having a strategic plan in place to adapt swiftly. Morgan, while your emphasis on strategy is commendable, let's not forget that without a deep understanding of the regulatory landscape, even the best-laid plans can fall flat. It's not just about knowing the rules, it's about being proactive and agile in response to the ever-evolving global trade environment. Riley, compliance is crucial, but it's not the end-all be-all. Product innovation is essential, but without a solid grasp of international regulations, your investments could hit a roadblock before they even leave the gate. Alex, vision is valuable, but without a practical understanding of how regulations impact your investments, that vision could turn into a pipe dream. It's about combining foresight with actionable strategies to navigate the complexities of international trade effectively. In the world of financial venture capitalism, the key to success in global markets lies in a comprehensive approach that encompasses compliance, strategy, market dynamics, and the ability to pivot when necessary. So, panel, let's not just talk about the complexities of international trade and regulations. Let's roll up our sleeves and ensure our investments are equipped to thrive in this challenging landscape.
Navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations is like a high-stakes game of chess. It's not just about making the right moves, it's about anticipating your opponent's next play. As a product venture capitalist, I've seen companies succeed or fail based on their ability to understand and adapt to the ever-changing global marketplace. Compliance is crucial, but it's only the first step. Understanding the cultural, legal, and economic landscapes of different countries is essential to making informed investment decisions. Without a comprehensive grasp of international regulations, your investments are sailing into stormy waters without a compass. To thrive in the world of international trade, you need a holistic approach that combines compliance, strategic foresight, and a deep understanding of market dynamics. It's not just about following the rules. It's about shaping strategies that align with the intricate web of global trade regulations. So, panel, let's not just talk the talk. Let's walk the walk and ensure our investments are well equipped to navigate the complexities of international trade successfully. Let me stop you right there, Riley. While it's crucial to understand and adapt to the complexities of international trade and regulations, what you're missing is the need for a visionary approach. It's not just about playing the game like chess, it's about setting the rules and driving the future of global commerce. As a visionary venture capitalist, I believe in shaping strategies that go beyond mere adaptation to regulations. It's about leading the way, anticipating market shifts, and crafting a path to success that others follow. Compliance is important, but true success in international trade comes from being a trendsetter, not just a rule follower. So let's step up our game and pioneer new frontiers in the world of global business.
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, it's not just about being a visionary, a financial guru, or a product expert. It's about having a well-rounded approach that combines all these elements. As a business venture capitalist, I've seen firsthand how success in global markets requires a balance of strategic vision, financial acumen, product innovation, and regulatory compliance. While it's important to lead the way and anticipate market shifts, as Alex mentioned, It's equally critical to have a solid understanding of the financial implications and the product market fit, as Philip and Riley highlighted. Compliance is the foundation, but it's the synergy of these factors that truly drives success in international trade. To navigate this complex landscape effectively, we need a collaborative approach that leverages the strengths of each specialization on this panel. Let's not just talk about it. Let's combine our expertise to craft a comprehensive strategy that ensures our investments thrive in the intricate world of global commerce.
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, let's get real. It's not just about having a well-rounded approach or a collaborative effort. It's about being strategic, proactive, and laser-focused on results. As a financial venture capitalist, I've seen companies soar or sink based on their ability to cut through the red tape and adapt to the ever-changing global marketplace. Compliance is non-negotiable, but it's only the starting point. Understanding the financial implications, product market fit, and anticipating regulatory changes are what set apart the winners from the wannabes. It's not about just talking the talk. It's about taking decisive action to ensure your investments not only survive, but thrive in the intricate dance of international trade. So, panel, let's not get lost in theoretical discussions. Let's roll up our sleeves, make bold moves, and navigate the complexities of international trade and regulations with a sharp eye on the bottom line. It's time to cut through the noise and craft strategies that lead to tangible success in the global arena.
When it comes to navigating the complexities of international trade and regulations, here's the bottom line. It's a high stakes game that requires a comprehensive approach. Compliance is crucial, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. As a product venture capitalist, I've seen firsthand how understanding the global market dynamics, anticipating regulatory changes, and having a strategic vision are key to success. In the world of international trade, it's not just about following the rules, it's about staying ahead of the curve, adapting to shifting landscapes, and making informed decisions to drive your investments forward. Compliance without vision is just box ticking. To truly excel in global markets, you need a holistic strategy that combines regulatory acumen with market insight and innovative thinking. So, panel, let's not just talk about navigating international trade and regulations. Let's take decisive action, stay agile, and craft strategies that lead to tangible success in the ever evolving global arena.
Okay, it's me again. I'm back. That actually went pretty well. They're still not really processing defenses, but they process chirps and pitches well. So I'm gonna, work on that a little bit. Maybe they're not like storing pitches, so they have nothing to reference, so they're just skipping that. Um, yeah, but I'll work out the bugs and be on live again, maybe a little bit tomorrow, and yeah, we'll try and get this going. I'm very excited.